Welcome back, everybody, to another day on the 14-day challenge. It's going so quickly, and you guys are doing phenomenally well. All the comments, honestly, it's such a privilege for you guys to share this with me and to share in this journey together. Still really humbled by the whole process. You're doing so well, and your way of just taking on everything we're saying, embracing the tasks and just seeing how it fits in your life is amazing. Some fantastic feedback. Really love it. So keep it up, guys. Keep that commitment and that engagement with the group. It really does help. Today we are going to talk about stress and the importance of reducing our level of stress in our lives, on our health, and just create a little technique, very simple technique to combat this. Okay, so relax, let my hair down for a change. Okay, so right, let's get into this, guys. Actually, we'll talk here first. Stress, right? If there is one thing I would say to someone to manage for the longevity of their health, if you had to focus on one area, I know we don't because it's holistic and it's all linked, but managing stress is one of the biggest things you can do for the longevity of your well-being. Okay, the impact that you're having on your physical body is huge when we are overly stressed, and by managing this very simple techniques is one of the best things you can do, not just because of the moment, not just because of how you feel in this moment, but like I said, the longevity of the body, but also the knock-on effects that this has, because stress really does have strong impacts on our body. Now, stress is neither good nor bad, okay? Out of context, it really isn't. Stress is essential, actually. Stress is a response, an evolved response that we have evolved to react to a situation that is a threat, and it's an essential part of our system. It's a lifesaver, okay? But what has happened is that it's become over dominant. Our stress response has become overstimulated, and because of the strong effects of this system, we are seeing a detriment to our health because it's not switched off and it's not in balance. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Now, I won't go into it too much today. It's not about that. This is about giving you techniques that you can start to manage and recognize the areas of stress within our life. Well, first off, a little bit of science. It's always good to start with a little bit of science, right? We have two systems. This is a very vague view of our two systems. We have a sympathetic system and our parasympathetic, sympathetic nervous system, should I say, and our parasympathetic nervous system. These are both two parts of our central nervous system, which forms our ANS, and autonomic nervous system, which has loads of other systems, like our peripheral nervous system, which we don't need to know about here. Later on, we'll go into a little bit deeper about stress on the body and how we can manage it a little bit more, and also what kinds of stress there are, so we can be a lot more in tune with the areas of our life that stresses. But for now, I just want you to get this basic knowledge of our sympathetic and our parasympathetic. And if you haven't heard of these terms, you may have heard what they're also called: the fight, flight, or freeze response, or the rest and digest response. Okay, so let's jump straight into the sympathetic system. This is our action mode. Something in our environment has triggered this response. Okay, we have sensed a threat, something that we need to respond to. And the body does this by activating the sympathetic system, your fight, flight, or freeze. Whether you fight, flight, or freeze, it readies the body for action. The heart rate goes up, more blood goes to the muscles. We start to get more activity here. We're ready for action. We have more focus. Our pupils dilate. We have a rush of adrenaline and cortisol, our stress hormones, our get up and go hormones. Okay, we are ready for action. It slows our digestion. Okay, it just gets rid of our digestion. We don't need this energy. We don't need to digest food. We need to respond to this threat. Okay, and it just directs energy towards either getting away from it, either fighting it, or freezing. Okay, they all have their benefits. Neither is better than the other depending on how you react. It's completely automatic. It's not a reflection of you if you fight, flight, or freeze. It's your body doing what it feels is the best for that situation. There's no personal involvement in this. This is really subconscious, very natural, and very natural evolved response. So that's the sympathetic system. This is what is happening when we activate the sympathetic system. This would be extremely beneficial, wouldn't you agree, if there was a tiger in the jungle next to our tribe and we had to do something about it, like get away, or if another threat happened. I won't go into loads of different threats, but you can see how, okay, let's use a tiger analogy. Say there was a tiger, we had to do something about it. This response is incredibly useful. So I mean, stress isn't good nor bad. It's just the context that it's in. We don't have tigers in our life anymore. Not all of us anyway, some of us may do, but in our modern society, it's very rare that we're going to get chased by a tiger. However, this system has not evolved to our current society, and it overreacts as if there was a tiger. So when your boss is yelling at you, or if someone's beeping at you behind you in your car, you can react this way, okay? Or we react this way to social media. It stimulates this sympathetic system. So you imagine all this response, but there's no tiger. So we never actually use this energy. We don't actually run from something and it gets held in the body. And this is how it starts to have a negative effect. And that is for a different topic, different discussion. But I'm just saying we have a overactive sympathetic system in relation to our society. Okay, it's way over. It's like cracking a sledgehammer with a nut. Yeah, I'm going to leave that one there. Okay, right. Parasympathetic system. Rest and digest. This is the opposite system. Now, these two systems are always working in balance. There's no one or the other one's on, one off. They're always in balance, okay? So when the sympathetic's going, it just reduces the parasympathetic to less. So our healing and our digestion, when we feel relaxed, this is where we're digesting our food at the end of the day, when we're feeling super chilled. Okay, this is where the body systems start to balance back out, the hormonal system starts to balance back out. Induces our hormones for nice sleep, we're feeling super easy, and this is good. We're in this space. Now, obviously, we don't want to always be in a parasympathetic system. Sometimes stuff needs to get done. Okay, and we need our sympathetic system to get us going. In the morning, a lot of the time, cortisol is released to get us out of bed. You know, our sympathetic system starts to wake us up. Okay, so neither are good or bad. There's a balance between the two. When activity is needed, then our sympathetic can take a bit more dominance. When we need to heal and chill a little bit more, our parasympathetic can take over a little bit more and find that balance. But our modern society, as you surely know and probably experienced firsthand, I know I did, and guess how I felt mine? 5 times a week down the gym, heavy interval sessions, 2 hours a day. Poor nutrition is a stress on the body. You know, all that lifestyle I was talking to you about that I was feeling was stress response, right? And then I started to burn out. Why? Because I had far too much stress in my system. Yeah, and the blueprint, we really go into it about stresses and stress and how even though the stress goes, we can continue to feel the stress and why we need ways of removing this stress. And today I just want to give you a little tip of this. I just want to give you a little technique, whereas in the blueprint we'll go a lot deeper. So today we want to take back control of this stress and this response. Okay, we want to just start to rein in and notice when this response is going on. So one of the tasks today is just notice the areas in your life that you start to feel a bit more of this response kicking off, because some of us, we may not even know this is going on, and that's perfectly normal, you know, because it's going on all the time. We just get used to it. So just bringing that awareness to our lives and seeing what areas of our life stress us out. Okay, and in those moments, I want you to catch it. I just want you to notice, this is stressing me out. Just say it out loud or say it in your head, this is stressing me out, or this is causing me to respond. This is getting my heart rate going. Just say something just to trigger this response. So you notice, you're aware that, okay, right, I am feeling this reaction. That is key. So, so key and brilliant if you can do that, but may not always catch it. Also perfectly normal. So in addition to this, we're going to establish a little breathing exercise. It could be up to 3 minutes, as low as 2, or even 1. It could be as literally as easy as 16 breaths. Why? It's going to deregulate our sympathetic system and start to activate our parasympathetic system, because there's ways that we can hack this. And that's the beautiful thing of being an aware, conscious being, that you have control over these systems. Oh, apologies on that. We have control of these systems. And one way we can do that is with the powerful breath. Okay. We're going to slow down our breathing. So the exhale is responsible or linked to the parasympathetic system. So we're going to start to use, I do apologize on that. We're going to start to use our exhale to slow down our sympathetic system. Okay, this is going to lead to better sleep because our hormones are more in check, more motivation because we've slept well, which means we make better nutritional decisions, which means we have more vital energy because our food is suitable and it's good for us, which means we have more energy to increase our NEAT and our NEAT. So can you see how this has a knock-on effect and why it's so important and so fundamental to manage this? So all we're going to do is create a 3-minute breathing exercise. And what we're going to do is this, just repeat for 3 minutes or 2 minutes. Just put a little timer on your phone if you have to. We're going to inhale for 3 seconds. Exhale for 4 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale for 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. Exhale for 5 seconds. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 3 seconds. Exhale 6 seconds. That's it. I told you it's super simple, right? And if you do this for 4 or 5 rounds, and if 6 might be comfortable, 5 breaths might be comfortable, find where you're comfortable with this breath. And when you found it, just repeat that. So 3 seconds in, 5 seconds out, 3 seconds in, 6 seconds, whatever feels good for you. But that exhale is longer than the inhale. I want you to repeat this for 2 minutes, 3 minutes. That's it. Okay. The 5 minutes habit slot that we created, okay, you could use it there. And have you noticed how we're going to fill that slot pretty quickly now with everything? We may need to start adding little habits on. So if you can start to increase that like to 6 minutes, 7 minutes, and add these habits together, even better. What I'm going to ask you to do is see if you can do this breathing exercise when you wake up in the morning and before you go to bed. And this is going to act like a bit of a bookmark to your day. When you wake up, we just set the system off on the right foot in a nice relaxed way. We're not going to walk into our day full of stress. We're just going to hopefully start to initiate that system, the parasympathetic ready. This is giving you an opportunity then to look at your day to see if there's any stresses in there. If there is, you can prepare. Right, that's going to be a stressful time. Just before I do that, I'm going to breathe, start to slow it down. So I'm ready for this event to happen. At the end of the day, you just breathe a little bit, and this is just going to give you the opportunity to relax before bed. Slow it right down, okay? Really, really simple today, guys. If you have been receiving emails, if you're a bit of an early bird, you may already be practicing this because I sent you this little technique a couple of weeks back on the intro, on the lead up to the course. So this is how it relates here with a little bit more information. So hopefully you're already doing that, and this is just another easy task for you to do.